That YNW Melly's trial is underway. What's up, everybody? It's your girl B Octavia, and I am back with another video. Today I will be talking about YNW Melly and his case, how it's moving or not moving, and also about how I feel about it, whether he is guilty or not guilty. Of course, we will see in the end what the judge decides, but to me, that doesn't necessarily mean that you are guilty, you know what I'm saying, just because you was sentenced with it. So the fight isn't over even after sentencing, depending on which way it goes. So initially I did want to talk about YNW Melly going against his mom on Instagram, his manager being involved in that, and what it says about the manager. I think his name is 100K something, 100 track or something like that. But he was the manager of King Von, as well as, I don't know if it was Kodak Black or somebody in the entourage of Kodak, I don't know. He does have many other acts that he is under the authority of or manages other rappers' careers. If you don't know who YNW Melly is, he is a rapper straight out of Florida. I believe he's from Broward County, but I will put it up here on the screen just so we clear. Melly blew up with songs like Murder on My Mind. He has a mama song dedicated to his mother, which I really like. He did a song with Kanye West, which I really like. That might have been actually his breakout song. But anyways, if you in my era, you will know who Melly is and what he's facing. YNW Melly has been incarcerated in Broward County Jail for roughly 3 years. He's charged with the double murder of his very, very close friends. These friends were in the YNW, clique with him and YNW Borderland. They've been knowing each other way before Melly's career took off. This fatal shooting occurred in October of 2017. And from that point to 2019, YNW Borderland and YNW Melly were suspects in the feds' eyes. With COVID starting to pick up right when Melly got arrested and charged with this double murder, the whole world shut down. So if you don't know nothing about what was going on in that time in the prison systems, it was a lot of inmates that was getting COVID, you know what I'm saying, YNW Melly included. They were not being cared for as a COVID patient should, and COVID spread like wildfire in the jails. It was really bad for them. They gave the inmates free calls everywhere to call their family during COVID, but that was just about it. So in my opinion, from 2019 to 2021 going on 2022, there was little to no movement in the case. But even with that being said, YNW Melly was denied bond time after time. On November 30th, 2021, Melly's trial was set for March 7th of 2022, but was delayed until May 23rd, 2022. If anybody has been following the updates of Melly's case, his case should definitely be an example of the extreme waiting process to get a court date, let alone to go to trial. People are impatient as it is, you know what I'm saying? They could be at a fast food restaurant and they want the workers to go even faster to make it fast food, you know what I'm saying? So if you not ready to sit down and wait for some years for you to know if you going free or not, then folks need to stop being out here doing shit that they not ready to sit down and wait for the judge to be ready, We also know that YNW Melly lost a close partner of his while behind bars, which was King Von. Of course, they wasn't the closest of close, but I can imagine losing anybody while you behind a wall and you can't do anything. You can't even properly grieve because it's people around that's waiting to see your weaknesses. So now that we are in 2022 and we are past the date, we can finally say that YNW Melly's trial is underway. And he seems to be optimistic, which he should be. With Melly in the position that he is in, like, you supposed to stay optimistic. You're not supposed to feel like, even though the feds is saying that they have a lot of evidence, they may not, or the evidence may not make sense. They have had time to build their case, so of course we will see. But as far as we do see, they're using lyrics from Murder on My Mind in order to sentence him, or to make the jury look at him in a horrendous light. I mean, with certain people, they do self-snitch in music, but if he's not being specific, like, I'm talking about my friend's murder, I'm talking about killing my friend and watching him die, or killing my friends in this case, I just don't see how you can use that specific song. I understand what they're trying to do, but I feel like it's a stretch, it's a reach. I go back and forth with this as far as YNW Melly's case is concerned, on feeling like he could be guilty or not, in my eyes, not in the court's eyes, right? Because there are cases like Aaron Hernandez where he was accused of killing a friend of his. I mention that to say, like, it is possible. You know, it's very possible that Melly did this, but it's very possible that he didn't. In a situation like this, I don't feel like everybody else feel, as far as coming out real quick and saying, oh, I feel like he guilty, or I feel like he not guilty, because I can weigh it on both sides, and I don't think either side is heavier than the other. If I say he's guilty, what would be the real reason why he committed this crime? The two victims were not the talent. Melly was. He could have dropped them off in Miami, where they from, you know what I'm saying, and kept pushing with his career, as many guys have done. Many guys have chumped their childhood friends and left their childhood friends behind, and they have perfect reason to do it for them. You know what I'm saying? Whether they started to get a little paranoid, like their friend or friends was out to get them, stealing from them, whatever the case is, right? But it has happened. If I think about, if he isn't guilty, somebody could have easily popped open the passenger door really fast, leaned in, and shot both of the victims. Somebody could have been trying to get to Melly and killed his friends first. Even if they're saying that the projectile came from directly inside of the car, from the passenger seat to the back, I could see that happening. I could see somebody else doing it. But if it was to happen like that, why would they say that it was a drive-by? And that's why I go back and forth. Because the possibility of him being guilty, he could have been screamed self-defense. Melly could have said that the two friends were plotting and out to get him, waiting for the right moment, and he found out and got them first. But that's not what he's saying. Now, it is a lot of ups and downs of this, and the circumstances of the shooting is still very confusing to me. Because if we talking about the victims plotting against Melly, if they were in the act of trying to kill Melly, as far as pointing a gun in his direction, you know, getting his jewelry, and then shooting and killing him, that would be evident if they were the initial aggressors. And it's a high probability that if we talking about that scenario, Melly would have lost that night. That's 2-1. YNW Melly's other friend is charged with accessory after the fact. So police aren't saying that he was involved in committing the crime. He was involved in trying to stage the crime scene to look like a drive-by. So if it was 2-1, Melly would have lost, right? Now, why they said that it was a drive-by and the evidence doesn't conclude that, I don't know. I would hope that they value, all of them, I would hope that they all valued friendship a lot more than what it is being displayed as, you know? Now, what we should know is that Melly has been diagnosed in the past for bipolar schizophrenia as well as ADHD. And I feel like mental illness does become a part of your thought process depending on how severe or how complex your mental illness is. It becomes a part of you rationalizing things that you shouldn't, or that are horrendous or looked down upon. So within speaking on if he is guilty, I feel like mental illness would have something to do with that. And if he wasn't on his pills, that should be clear as well. If he was not in counseling, that should be clear as well. He is facing death, which is very serious. Moving on to what this video is actually about. I feel like social media especially has really, gave up the fight as far as YNW Melly is concerned. A lot of people are taking slight things and things that's happening within his family as, oh, he's guilty, right? Just as his trial began, he fell out with his mother over social media. I'm not sure exactly how it started. I think it started with his post, and the manager was involved in this because he recorded the conversation of YNW Melly to post onto Instagram. Of course, YNW Melly okayed it, and he shouldn't have. But when you have somebody else who is supposed to be level-headed, you'll be like, nah, you really don't want me to record this and drop this. You don't really want me to, have you talk about your mom in a bad way. You're supposed to be level-headed enough to be like, I can't post this. Like, you just gonna have to be mad at me at the end of the day. Like, yeah, you pay me to do what you say do, or whatever the case is, but I can't post this of you talking about your mother. But the manager went on and did it. And it made the manager look bad if he didn't look bad already. He has been facing backlash as far as doing interview after interview about King Von and about Melly and stuff like that. So Melly called his mom a liar. I think he was speaking on her sacrifices, the many sacrifices that she's made. He's saying that she didn't do enough, and including putting money on his books and stuff like that. And when it comes to family, I hate for it to be plastered on social media. I hate for a mom that has gone through so much, and with they son putting them through so much, to have to come out and explain what she's done for her child. So it broke my heart for his mom. I would hate for to be a single parent, as I am, and for my child to grow up and end up in a tough situation and blame me. his mom came out with screenshots of all the money that she's put on his books. She's came out and had to explain the depression that she has went through, and sleepless nights, anxiety. And I feel for her. I feel for any parent that has to witness their child come in and out of prison, in and out of prison. Melly was incarcerated before his career blew up. And right when he got out, career took off, doing good, and then this. So it is unfortunate that it was no time in between, really. It was no time in between. It wasn't even 5 years in between where his mom really got a break. She got to worry about you as a juvenile. She got to worry about you as a young man. She got to worry about you as a grown-ass man. When does she get a break? When? And she also has another mouth to feed. She's always worked and kept her mental as straight as she could with all that's against her. Now, we talked about what Melly is up against, and it's a lot. But I think that most of all, it's the person that you are or portray to be that gets you in situations like this. The police probably don't have as much evidence to be like, oh yeah, he's 100% guilty, throw him away. But they have a lot of evidence of your personality, of the type of music and what you say, to be like, this is possible that he could have did this because he is demonic in a way. You're not helping your own image when you come out talking about your mother. But does it make me be like, me witnessing this, does it make me be like, oh, he's guilty? Nah. I'm not going to sit up and say that when family go through shit. Family go through shit. Family fall out. And it's a common trait of people who are in and out of jail to feel like the ones that's on the outside need to do more to make you happy, when you got to make yourself happy. Because she had to do it alone. She had to make herself happy. She still has to make herself happy and sane and all of those good positive things. We all have a personal responsibility to ourselves. To me, it is about accountability as far as, you got to realize when you being too codependent. Yeah, you behind a wall and we don't feel that. You're right. We don't feel confined as you do. We aren't as confined as you. But it's very selfish still. Even though you've lost a lot, it's very selfish for you to just keep asking for more from those on the outside that's trying to keep it all together. As a mother does, she's still there supporting her son. That speaks volumes about her, and he needs to start seeing like the slightest things that a person can do. Just like be there. That means much more than them proving what they've done for you financially, or how they've been there for you, or how you've affected them. I think that he has a lot of maturing to do. We ain't see King Von out here blaming his mother when he was locked behind a wall. He wasn't blaming nobody. And you can't blame her for wanting any type of vacation, for wanting any type of space when she wants it. Because it's all too much. You her son. You a person that she birthed. It's unfair to keep putting so much on her. And she's still young. You ain't got no kids. Be grateful for that at the age that you are. You ain't got no kids. You ain't got no extra drama like that. But being in and out of jail, it's a lot. It's a lot for her. She has a right to be tired of waiting on you. I know that shit sound fucked up, but it's not. It's really not. All in all, it's family. You know what I'm saying? It's family. So I hope that they can repair what's broken in their relationship. I pray that she hears him out and he hears her out, especially. And I hope that they get stronger from this. That's the only way. Either you fall apart completely and it never comes back together, or you come back together and it's stronger than ever. So with all of that being said, I pray for YNW Melly's mom. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Share this video, and I will see y'all in the next one.